What is going on, Coach Abanathy?
Not much. It's another day at Williams.
Why do they call you Coach Abba? Who all calls you that?
Most people.
Yeah.
I've been Coach Abanathy, Coach Abernathy, Coach AB. A lot of people just call me Coach.
But there's no in it, right? It's just
No
Abanathy?
No
I always think of Abba Father.
Yep, all A's.
Yeah. Is that where your head goes to whenever you hear it?
Yeah. When I played here, everybody called me Abba. All those guys still call me Abba, so
Yeah.
I'm used to it by now.
What year did you start?
Here?
Yeah.
As a coach, as a player.
As a player.
As a player, 2002.
Okay.
I came here in 2002. I transferred at Christmas. Met my wife here, actually.
Really?
So, yeah, my wife was here for one semester with me, and then she transferred to Euler, and we dated long distance for 7 years.
Oh, my goodness. Do you know where I remember seeing your wife, not the first time, but the second time, was on a commercial
Yes.
for a pawn shop that, what was his name who made that?
Hunter West.
Hunter West, yes. He was like the only film guy I knew when I was in college. And, he made it some pawn shop commercials for guns.
Yep.
She was doing an invitation to come to church, though.
Really?
And I remember seeing it on TV, and I was like, this is the only commercial that looks different. She's like walking down the sidewalk and just doing like a really warm invite to come to Central.
Yep, that was my wife.
And so at homecoming a few years ago, I was sitting next to y'all, and I was like, you look so familiar. And it was from that commercial.
Yep. She does do a pawn shop commercial, though.
No, she doesn't.
And a Stadium Auto Body commercial. She did one for United Pawnbrokers
Yeah.
in Jonesboro that Hunter did with our dog at the time.
Okay.
So she was in the pawn shop
When was
commercial.
that?
10 years ago, maybe.
Okay, maybe that's where I
It actually
recall that
aired.
from.
It actually aired during the Super Bowl.
No, it
So my wife
just like
was in a
local.
Super Bowl commercial.
Wow. How far reaching was that? Was that just like regional?
I think so. It had
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah.
Jonesboro area. So
Yeah. When you're a kid, you assume every Super Bowl commercial is like a nationwide commercial.
international. Everybody sees the same commercials.
How many kids do y'all have?
0. I have 51 sons and one daughter, German Shepherd.
Okay. What's her name?
Coda.
Coda.
So we rescued her from Memphis 3 years ago on our anniversary.
Does she have like a past life that like flares up whenever she gets triggered?
She does.
That's wild.
She
isn't
freaks
it?
out but she has to be around me. My wife will tell you that she's my dog.
Yeah. And she's a German Shepherd?
She's a German Shepherd.
Do you bring her to work?
Not very much. She doesn't like other people very much.
Okay.
She loves me and my wife and a couple other people, but she's not big on strangers. So I think that's a part of her past life.
Yeah. Where'd you transfer in from?
Southwest Missouri State at the time. Now it's Missouri State in Springfield.
Okay.
So I went there as a freshman for a semester. Called Coach Katrosh at Christmas because I had an offer here.
Coach Katrosh.
I had an offer here out of high school. I went over there, tried to walk on.
Yeah.
Called him at Christmas on the way home. It was a pretty quick process.
Yeah.
And I was here in January.
Where'd you go to high school at?
Portageville, Missouri. I'm a bootheel guy.
Yeah.
That's why I guess that's one of the reasons we recruit the bootheel so much. You know, I love bootheel kids. Mm-hmm. I am one. I graduated in 2001 from Portageville.
Yeah.
So it's been a minute. This is my 25-year high school reunion this year.
Is it? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you were, just to throw this back into context, you were in Springfield during 9/11.
I was laying in bed skipping chemistry class when I saw the tower get hit on the news, and then woke my roommate up, and then we saw the second airplane flying to the towers.
Wow.
So I remember that like it was yesterday.
Yeah. Where were you at in the faith when that happened?
I've been a Christian since 1996.
Yeah.
My dad's a pastor. He's a director of
cool.
retired director of missions now. My granddad was a pastor. I both attended school here back in the day when it was Southern College. But I grew up in church.
My father-in-law and my grandfather-in-law both have history as being director of missions. So there's and they both went here.
Yep, he did that when I turned 12 years old. He was hired as the director of missions in the Boot Hill.
Yeah,
we lived in Portageville ever since.
Wow.
So he retired from that 5. I don't know if he ever truly fully retired, but he retired from that about 4 or 5 years ago.
So oh, okay, yeah. And is he still doing like pulpit supply? Was that a big part of his job?
So he's filling in now at First Baptist Portageville.
Okay.
Bogerton Baptist Church.
Yeah.
Which is in Portageville. So
my father-in-law flip-flops back and forth between traveling around every Sunday to help pastors who are be sick or vacation or whatever, and then he'll do like 6-month interims too.
Yep, that's what he does.
Yeah.
So he can't retire. He can't sit at home. He has to be doing something.
Yeah. Well, and he's got 50 sermons written that nobody's ever heard before.
100%.
And he can just whip out any time.
Yep.
Collect that paycheck.
Absolutely.
I'm just kidding. But no. Okay, so what? So 9/11 happened during your first semester of college. You were skipping chemistry, and you woke up. All that happened, and you said baseball wasn't working out there.
It did not. That year, Missouri State actually went to the College World Series. Ryan Howard was on that team, played for the Phillies. I knew I wasn't going to play there.
What's that feel like?
Intimidating. Going to a couple practices and seeing guys like that.
Yeah.
But you learn a lot. Learn a lot about yourself, especially that freshman year. You think everybody thinks they're Division I out of high school, going to a big school, and then you get humbled pretty quickly. Baseball's a humbling game anyway.
Yeah.
So when you get in that situation and you see guys like that, you're like, I have no chance of playing here.
Yeah.
So, first phone call was to Coach Katrash and came to Williams, and my sister had just graduated, so I came in right after her.
Mm-hmm. She graduated from here?
She did.
Cool.
My brother-in-law and my sister both graduated from here. So my sister was an education major. She teaches in Hannibal, Missouri.
Yep.
And my brother-in-law teaches in Hannibal, Missouri. So
awesome.
They both graduated from here.
So was it a combination of faith and baseball, or was it just baseball, or what brought you to Williams? Besides the family magnet,
kind of the family connection, family connection close to home. That's
sure.
a big thing. My town's about the same size as Walnut Ridge and Hoxie.
Yeah.
And you step into an environment like that, you just feel comfortable.
Sure.
It's home to you. Coach Katrash was a very hard-nosed guy. He was a straight shooter. He would just tell you like it is. If you're fat, he tells you you're fat. If you're not very good at baseball, he tells you you're not very good at baseball. And I love that. That's what I responded to well. So playing for him was great for 4 years.
Yeah.
Being here, making good friends and teammates that I've talked to for my whole life.
Were you pretty good when you got here?
I was.
Like one of the better ones, or?
Yeah, I would say so. We had some really good talent on the team. We had some upperclassmen that were really good that I knew too from playing in the bootheel. A lot of bootheel guys on the team then. But my first game here, I started for a couple of weeks, and then I went to Harding and struck out 4 times, and Coach Katrash didn't play me for a couple of weeks.
Oh wow!
That's just kind of how things were then. You had to perform.
Yeah.
So a bad game is a bad game, but you had to wear it and own it and learn from it and move on.
How many guys were on the team back then?
22.
So did we have a JV at that time?
We did not have a JV until my senior year.
Okay.
Nick Tungett became the JV coach, and that's when we jumped from 25 to 30 players to 55 players.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
When I was a student in 2007, there were like 50 baseball players.
Yeah.
And I was assuming there was a JV team at the time.
There was,
but we just
Yeah, the JV team's probably been around now for 20 years.
Cool.
On baseball, so 55 players on the team.
Yeah. Did if you were too fat, did Coach Katrash make you take classes with his wife to help lose some weight?
Everybody was in the health class back in the day
Yeah.
with Miss Judy Katrash.
Body recall.
Everybody remembered the homemade peanut butter that she would make in class, and if you were sick, you'd go to their house. You would snort salt water to get rid of allergies, and they would give you pills that were the size of your pinky to take. But somehow you were better the next day.
That's crazy. I never thought of them as being health nuts.
They are health nuts. They look the exact same now that they did when I played here.
Really?
I ran into Coach Katrash at
And Judy, right?
Herds. Yep. And they look the exact same.
Man, hey, that's a sad story about Herds.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that was shocking.
Yeah, a local legend over there.
Yeah. I think the last 2 times I was there, I saw you both times.
Yeah.
So that's how often I don't
And we
go.
only go like once or twice a year.
Yeah, I know. I guess there's something in the
it's
air that
crazy.
day that attracts you there. But yeah, they make a great burger. So you ran into them. When did you run into them?
That's probably been a couple years ago. And Coach Katrash will show up for the Golden Eagles conference.
Oh, cool.
He'll drive a bus over. He showed up at our games in Springfield. He kind of just pops up.
Yeah.
But he's always welcome around. Coach Katrash did a lot of good things for our program.
Yeah. When did he start coaching here?
Ooh, I think 2001 may have been his first year.
Really?
So he was here 01 to about 08, and then Coach Lee took over for the next 8 years.
Okay, in my mind, Coach Katrash had been here forever when I was a student.
Yeah, I can't remember the coach before him,
yeah.
but he was the business guy too, and then Coach Katrash took over for him.
Okay, yeah. And I remember Coach Lee, because he was an assistant coach.
He was.
Before he became head coach.
He was.
Yep. And then you started in 16?
16.
Okay.
This is year 10.
Okay. Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Well, I want to rewind just for one more second, because there was a guy named Bert Stauber.
Yeah.
The Dirt Dauber. Did you know Bert?
I did know Bert. He lived in Lower Wilson.
Okay.
And everybody knew where Bert lived.
Tell us why.
Bert was just one of a kind. You know, he was
Yeah.
he was a special individual. I hope he hears this podcast and we can give him a shout out.
Yep. Yep. One time he came back in 2010 for a semester. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yep. And I knew of him because of Richie Jester, Chuck Miller, all those guys. They all had a bunch of Bert stories when I was in junior high to tell us and kept us laughing. Well, so he comes and he's sitting in the back lobby of Cash, hanging out. And I'm walking up to my room and Charles Stover goes, "Hey, that's Bert." And I go, "Bert Stauber, the dirt dauber?" He stands up. He goes, "How do you know that name?" And I go, "Dude, we ate cake together before a concert one time."
Wow.
And so he barely remembered. But so all that semester, we were like, "Bert, what's the best thing that's ever happened to you?" And he said, "One time I used to MC the baseball games and the CD wasn't working for the national anthem. I tried it twice. After it didn't work the second time, I said, 'My apologies, folks. We're having technical issues. I'm going to now sing the national anthem.' They loved it."
Yeah.
And I was like, I bet they did.
Yeah.
I bet.
Hey, he went off script. He did what he had to do to get the job done, though.
Dude, he was that guy. He
was that guy.
He could rise to any challenge.
He did.
You
He
said
loved
that.
it. Thrived in that situation.
Yeah. So do you vividly remember him singing
I
at
do
any
not,
games?
but I cannot tell you the national anthems most games because I'm usually thinking
Sure.
other things
Sure.
in that situation.
And he may have started a year before you.
He was
too.
definitely here when I was here, so
Yeah.
that could have happened.
Yeah, so it's
when I was
possible
here.
that, yeah. Yep. But
Sad I don't remember if it did.
he loved the baseball team, though.
He did. He was always out there.
Yeah.
He would love the new press box now that he could actually sit and see the game in air conditioning or heat. too.
Yeah. We need to get him back on campus for
We
something
do.
like that.
He just need one. He needs to do senior day. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Was Chuck Pingle here when you were?
Chuck Pingle was here
Yeah.
when I was here.
So after Bert told us that story, we had a Halo 2 tournament a couple weeks later, and we had Bert sing the national anthem before it got started. And everybody in the dorm showed up. And Chuck Pingle was like, he had a hammer in his hand, and he walks up and he's like, "Yeah, I brought this out here to smack you and Charles in the head with it, but Bert actually did a pretty good job." It's like, dude, he actually did do a good job.
Maybe he should record it and we can play it at all games.
Well, we had him record some Christmas songs that
my
year, and
goodness.
we played him at Christmas in the Cove. I really wanted to make a music video of him.
You still can.
Yeah,
There's still time.
There is time. Yeah, he called me and asked me to be the best man in his wedding.
Really?
In 2013, but I was living in Kansas City, and I was like, dude, and I didn't know the wedding was for sure going to happen, and so I had to tell him no. But he ended up getting married, and I think they have a couple of kids now, and
Wow.
seem to be doing
Where does
pretty
he
well.
live?
Back in Stuttgart.
Gotcha.
Yep. He I know when he got back, he was he was managing Sonic or something like that, but I'm not really sure what he's up to now. But hopefully he's doing some pulpit supply and stuff like that.
I'm sure he is.
Do you ever do pulpit supply?
I do not. I've spoken at some FCA events and
Yeah.
I've went to some different things like that, but I'm not blessed with the preaching gene that my dad has.
Okay.
I do speak.
No calling
but
there either.
No calling there.
Do you
I didn't want to teach and I didn't want to preach, and I kind of got into both of them a little bit.
I was about to say, coaching seems like a healthy combination of the two.
My mom was a special ed teacher for I think 30 years.
Where at?
Cooter, Missouri.
Yeah, yeah.
So we have a couple Cooter guys on our team, or we've had a couple Cooter guys on our team, but that's where I grew up until I started school, and then we moved to Portageville. But she taught, my dad preached, and I was like, I don't want to do either one of those. First off, there's not a lot of money in it,
Yeah.
and I've been doing it for 20 years now. So
Yeah.
it's crazy how God's plans usually outweigh our plans.
Yeah. Do you love it?
I do. I love my job. I work with some great people. Coach Dahl's my assistant coaches have always been great. A lot of my past assistants are head high school coaches in Northeast Arkansas. Ethan Quarles works for the Dodgers. That was my first assistant coach. But me and Coach Dahl work so good together. We kind of read each other's minds some days. We don't have to communicate everything about the game. We have like a little telepathy going in game, and I don't have to give him a lot of signs. He doesn't give me a lot of signs, and we work so well together.
Yeah. Do you create your own signs, or is that something you inherit from
So
coaches?
it's kind of one of those things. Coach Dahl uses the same signs that he used back in the day for our players. We had to switch them up some series for coaches that know those signs, but we mix them up. We'll change some things up. With my catchers, I have a different sign system that, I do it in plain sight, and you really don't know I'm calling the signs in plain sight. So it's baseball's just a tricky game when it comes to that. You have to do some reverse psychology sometimes and switch things up, but that's pretty basic stuff how we do it.
Yeah. What do you love most about coaching? Is it the
It's the
recruiting?
relationship.
Oh,
I think it's the relationships
Okay.
with my players. And that's one of my struggles I've always had at Williams is there's so many players. We have 55 players and 2 coaches, and I've always been a relational coach. Even when I was coaching high school, the smaller teams was great because I would know, if one of my players walked in and had a specific look on his face, I would know what was going on.
Yeah.
And that's been my biggest struggle with 55 guys is I don't get to talk to those guys every single day. I can talk to, 10 or 15 guys in a day, and I can talk to them as a group. But when you build those relationships, it kind of changes the team chemistry. And that's been a big struggle I've had, and I've tried to find ways to be better at that. But I love building relationships with the players. When they're having a bad day, I want to be there for them. When they're having a great day, I want to celebrate that with them. We lost, I think, 9 grandparents in the fall.
Oh, wow.
Between
That's
all of our players. And then last week we had a player lose a granddad and a cousin within 2 days. And that's the things we want to rally around. We want to pick them up because we are their family here. And we're trying to create that family atmosphere as best we can. I have 6 captains, and they're kind of our ears amongst the team. And if something's wrong with someone, they usually go, talk with those kids. And their leadership has been great for what we do. And we couldn't coach 55 guys with 2 coaches if we didn't have the leadership that we have on our team.
Yeah. What about recruiting? You said 55. Is that your Is that the max you can
No, that's
handle?
That's the minimum number
Okay.
that our school. We're 55 baseball players.
Okay.
And we started the year this year with 55, and then we had 4 guys leave at Christmas. And usually we'll get 3 or 4 guys at Christmas, but with all the movement in sports now, we didn't have anybody come in at Christmas. But we'll graduate 16 guys. We graduated 16 last year, and that's something we're the most proud of. Guys are coming here and they're getting their degrees and they're going out.
Yeah.
And getting out there. I run into guys I run into Desmond Cordova all the time at the gym.
Yeah.
And just seeing his success. And Tate Isaacs works here. Guys like that we've coached before. I talked to Isaac Williams who played here 4 years ago, one of the greatest seasons probably in school history. We're going down to Hattiesburg this weekend, and he lives an hour from Hattiesburg. So I was like, hey, man, we're coming down. I said, love to see you. And he texts back, I'll try to make it to one of the games. So just seeing guys graduate and have success in those 55 guys is one of the things we're most proud of.
Yeah. Well, we mentioned Jarrett Harson, but it's such a given that we all know him and love him that no reason to even mention it. But
there's Harson, too. I see him every day.
I was about to say, yeah. And you kind of started working with him before he graduated because he took over a huge role.
He did.
Helping out with the school and sports information. And, guys like that, they're just evidence that, you do bring some top-notch talent, not just in baseball, but just smart dudes who are creative. And
we want them to be good men, good husbands.
Yeah.
So that's what we try to pour into them every day. A lot of times it's not words, it's actions. So we're trying to live it out. Me and Coach Dahl both. How you treat your wives, how you treat your friends, all those around you. We had some challenges in the fall where they had to write letters to the most influential person in their life. They had to write a letter to a teacher. They had to hold doors open for people. They had to talk to people they didn't know. We're trying to challenge them because in 2026, they'll Snapchat or they'll send a text, but they don't have those face-to-face conversations. So we're trying to challenge our guys, to get outside their bubble.
Yep.
Get outside the Snapchat world or the Instagram world where they don't have to have conversations because when they graduate, they've got to start talking to people. So that's a couple other things that we're trying to challenge our guys with. So.
Yeah. So 55 guys, and you're coaching, you're recruiting, you're the ultimate team captain. You're parenting these kids, the whole shebang. I think about guys I just don't know a bunch of them very well, but I know Mason Andrews, and it's cool to see him go from high school level athlete and student I used to see at White Oak to what appears to be a really influential Christian leader.
Absolutely.
Who's also bulked up.
Yeah.
Super strong. So
and Mason's one of our captains.
Yeah.
We have 6 captains on our team, and Mason's one of those guys. Lawson Aaron, Tyler Merriman, Gavin Mink, Luke Bullins, Skylar Morrison. Did I name 6?
I think so.
Yeah, that's our 6 captain. So team votes on those.
Cool.
Yeah. So usually we'll have 4, but we had overwhelming numbers with those 6. So we made those 6 our captains this year. And most of those guys are RAs on campus.
Yeah.
So They're leaders in the dorms. They're leaders on the field. They're leaders off the field. But Mason's a great example of that. Walnut Ridge kid, staying close to home.
Yeah.
And he's been great for us.
Yeah.
He does more for our team, as a captain, than a lot of guys do on the field, because it's just so important to have guys like that. He's a team first guy, and it shows in what our record's done since he's been here.
Yeah. Yeah. And the culture's changed a lot since you and I were students to what it is now.
It has.
I don't think we had one baseball player who was an RA.
No.
Or, wasn't part of it. I don't know what the right word is, but it was almost like there was the athletes on campus and then the non-athletes.
Yeah.
And it was about half and half because we only had 7 sports teams when I was a student. And so you had these, 40, 50 baseball players who you could easily identify as that's a baseball player, whether it's the hat or the mullet that day.
Yep.
But they're going to do their own thing with their own friends. And but now it seems like, like the guys you mentioned, obviously Tate Isaacs and Jarrett, it's like there's just it's better enmeshed with the culture.
Yeah, and that's what we want. We want our guys buying into the campus. We had I know they're doing the student activities where they're, teams are coming to games to support the teams, but, the Columbia game, basketball, we told our guys, you're going to be at that game, and it was the loudest. Our basketball team upset the number 16 team in the country that day.
Yep.
And it was reality. It was awesome. I told them, I said, don't get ejected, but let's kind of push it to where we're loud, we're excited for our teams, and that's infectious. We have that at soccer games. Our soccer comes in and supports everybody else, and you just see it's kind of the community we have here.
Yeah.
Of everyone's cheering for everybody, and we want everybody to be successful. And Mitch has kind of pushed that too in our athletic department of, hey, we're going to support each other, we're going to be there for them, and as coaches too, we support each other. Because we're going to have bad days at coaches. We're going to have days where, it might have been hard to wake up today.
Yeah.
Because you took a bad loss yesterday. But, we kind of pick each other up. We push each other. We joke with each other. That's the big thing. We prank each other over there.
Yep.
There's always some camaraderie going amongst the coaches that bleeds over into our teams. And that's what we want here.
Is it hard for? I know it's easy, for y'all to get to the basketball games because of usually the times and the rhythms of that. But y'all play a lot of double headers right there around lunchtime.
Yeah.
Does that affect the crowd size?
It does. I mean, and it's tough for. I think last year we looked at our roster, and I think 28 of our players were within an hour and a half. But if the family's working, Fridays it's really hard for them to get over here and watch games.
Yeah.
We play Tuesday afternoons, Friday afternoons, and Saturday afternoons. And, Saturdays we'll have big crowds.
Yeah.
Greene County Tech, we opened up with Trinity Christian, and we probably had 250 people at the game. So it was kind of right in the middle of the ice storm where people were still trying to figure out what to do.
Sure.
But, the times definitely affect crowd size. Luckily, we stream everything, and families can watch that at home.
Yeah.
Now we have play-by-play, so you're not watching, a still image where
with
there's
your
some
own
stuff
music
going
playing
on
in the background. Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to watch those. But now we have play-by-play that families can watch. And, we have people from all over the country now. We have a kid from California whose family can watch the game, maybe sitting at their desk at work that they normally couldn't do. So COVID kind of changed how we do the technology part of things. And it's really helped out getting publicity and getting, our stuff out there.
Yeah. Who calls the play-by-play?
I don't know. I know Jarrett Harson does some of our games. I don't know the guy he had fill in. Mason does a lot of the basketball games.
Yeah.
Mason and Aaron, his dad. It's really, really fun to listen to them, especially the blowout games where they start talking about, Salem, Arkansas and the population and what they're known for and things like that.
Yeah.
So they can be as creative as they want with that. But, I don't know who does our games, but it's a lot more fun to watch.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there a color commentator?
There is.
Okay.
There
That's
is.
cool.
So most games.
That's cool.
If we have 3 events going on in one day, it's kind of hard to get somebody. But I think Mitch has actually filled in and done some of those jobs.
Oh, that's fun.
Those games too.
That's fun. Would you consider yourself a good candidate to be a color commentator?
I'm not. I'm bad with names as it is.
Yeah.
So if I'm trying to remember 9 names at the same time, I know you can have a cheat sheet, but I would not be good at that because my ADHD would probably kick in. I'd start talking about some things not going on.
Yeah, I don't know enough about the games to be a color commentator for any of them.
Yeah. I would be great at soccer because I know just enough from Ted Lasso.
Yes,
and working with Coach Sitabaldi for all the years. I would always make fun of him and say, hey, if they don't score, you can't lose. And that's the only sport you can say that in.
Yep.
Because you can tie 0-0, but you can't lose 0-0. So, but I learned a lot of play-by-play for soccer from Ted Lasso.
Yep. Man, their color commentary is so funny on there. Arlo, can you imagine that? I can, because I'm a right brain thinker with a left brain dominant or whatever.
Absolutely.
It's like, okay. Did you watch Jason Sudeikis on SNL?
I have a couple times.
The women's bowling stuff.
Yeah.
And they have the, I can't think of the guy's name who does the color commentary, but he's just an absolute idiot. I could do that role.
Yeah. I would be good at the, the spoof and stuff.
Yes.
But the serious, tie game with 2 minutes left, I'm probably not your guy.
Yep. And up to bat so-and-so.
Yeah.
And the past 5 games, he's come in clutch. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, me neither. But I do enjoy a good spoof.
I do.
So, so Ted Lasso.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I love Ted Lasso.
Great show.
Great.
I hear it's coming back.
Yeah, this summer.
That'll be
That's
awesome.
what Apple TV says.
Yep.
So
me and my wife love that show.
Yeah. Season 3 kind of got me where they got all political every episode, which I typically don't mind, but they felt a little heavy-handed.
Yeah.
But it ended so well that, I kind of forgave them.
You forget about that.
Yeah.
Once the end
Season
hits,
3 is a really great ending. And what I love about it, too, is like every single person minus one has a good redemption arc in the story at some point. Like, you either grow to love them and they grow to be very lovable.
That's coaching. You love good redemption stories.
Yeah.
You love the underdog.
Yeah.
So
poor Rupert, he's never going to have his redemption story. Maybe season 4, maybe that's what it's about. But
he might come back.
Yeah.
So
that would be awesome, actually. Whenever he, I can't think of the right word. What's it called? He tricks him into thinking he's not good at darts.
Yeah.
Man, that episode is so
Very
powerful. Good. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. What's that word called? When you're playing somebody, you're making them think you're not good at something, but then you're actually really good at it.
You're just tricking them.
Yeah. There's some word. There's some word for it. If you know, write it in the comments.
You can't do that in a long season of baseball because you're playing so many games.
Yeah. Wait till the conference championship game until finally. Yeah, actually, we're really good.
Absolutely.
Yep. Okay, so you recruit a lot of people.
I do.
How do you do that? I'm a recruiter, so give me all your tricks.
In 2026, it's a lot of Twitter.
Yeah.
Because, people post videos on Twitter and they get reposted and shared here and shared there. And Coach Dahl's really good at getting on Twitter and contacting kids.
Okay.
We'll probably contact 150, 200 kids off Twitter.
Wow.
And we don't have to go out and watch games and we're not, chasing this or chasing that.
Yeah.
We'll work some showcases in the summer that'll have about 200, 250 kids. Last year we went to Dallas, Boston, Columbia, Missouri. We've been to Knoxville. We've been to Kansas City. We've been to Arlington. We've kind of been all over the country at these showcases, and we'll see 250 kids at every showcase. The company actually that we worked the showcases for, we drove to Dallas. They had some people in Boston cancel on them. So we worked the first day in Dallas. The second day they flew us to Boston to run the showcase up there. They flew us back to Dallas to finish the showcase tournament games in Dallas. So we kind of went all over the country in 3 days in that showcase. But we're seeing a lot of kids. We'll see about 3,000 kids every summer. Some of those kids from the showcases are on our team. So it works out going down there and seeing those kids. And that's the best way I've found to do it because you're seeing a lot more kids at one location instead of chasing one kid here, one kid there. You see a lot of kids at a time.
Yeah. So when you go to a showcase, how many other coaches are there?
It depends. So in Boston, there was only 10 coaches, but a lot of these you're going to have 25 to 30 coaches at these showcases, from JUCOs to NAIs to D1, D2s, Division I. They're all there. So you're seeing a lot of different levels of talent, and you kind of identify the kids that you think could play, at your particular level. But the good thing about the showcase is you're building relationships with a lot of these coaches too that'll reach out to you when they have kids available. That's how Ruben's here from Bishop Community College. Coach Dahl was talking to their coach in the dugout at Tuscaloosa, and he sent him his number, and that's how we got Ruben here. So you see you build the relationships there. So you're not just recruiting players, you're actually recruiting the coaches too.
Yeah.
Building the trust in them that they can send their players to you and you can keep advancing their career.
Yeah.
So
do you have to do that too? Like if there's a player who might not meet the criteria of what we're looking for, or, God forbid the team's too full.
Yeah.
You could pass them on to a coach that you know of. And,
we actually did that at
versa.
Christmas. We had a kid come in at Christmas that didn't meet the requirements here. And I called the coach at Arkansas State, Mid-South in West Memphis. And we actually drove him over there to meet the coach.
Oh, cool.
And let him work out there. He actually threw 2 days ago. He threw 3 innings, struck out 6 guys in his first outing. So,
Oh, nice.
Special talent. I think he's telling me he'll be back in the fall. So he's got to take care of business there, and,
Cool.
and we'll get him back
That's
in the
awesome.
fall.
That's
So,
awesome.
It happens all the time. You can build those relationships where it's back and forth and give and take. So they remember those in the future, and they'll push kids to you.
Yeah. Yep. I love that. You live in Jonesboro?
I do.
Yep.
Yep.
How long have you lived there?
2008.
Okay.
We lived on one side of town in Jonesboro, and then we moved in 2011 to the other side of Jonesboro.
Okay.
I actually work for the Jonesboro Police Department in Jonesboro.
I didn't know that.
So, yeah, I've been doing that since when Jim Hartness was here.
That's right.
Me and Ryan Cupp
Yep.
went through. We're certified police officers. Had to go through the certification process every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday for 16 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We would leave practice, go there from 5 to 9, and then all day on Saturday to get certified. And then we got sworn in. So I work with John here on campus, John Springfield,
Yep.
as Lawrence County 163. And then Jonesboro, I work a lot of weekends with the Delta Squad.
Oh, really?
So,
Wow.
yeah, I work Jonesboro Police Department about 10 to 20 hours a month.
Okay. Do you like that
I
too?
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the crazy thing is people always ask questions about it, and it's kind of a stress reliever for me.
Yeah.
Because you kind of just don't know where you're going. You go from one call to the next, or one traffic stop to the next traffic stop, and it's very exciting. You never know what you're getting into,
Yeah.
so you don't really have time to get stressed out.
Yeah.
So it's kind of let your brain relax and just go do this, and it's different.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a police officer as a kid, and now I get to coach and be a police officer at the same time. So
Yeah. The best of both worlds.
yeah, absolutely.
What TV show best represents what it's like to be a police officer?
Chicago PD is very accurate.
Okay.
So I love Chicago PD, but it's very accurate when it comes to a lot of situations that you come into on that side of it. And then you have shows like The Rookie or things like that where you're seeing a lot of on the street stuff.
Yeah.
So those are very accurate shows when it comes to what you're actually experiencing on the streets.
We'll cut this part out for the criminals out there listening, but are you more proficient with the rifle or with the pistol?
I'm pretty good at both.
Yeah.
I'm really good with the shotgun.
Okay.
But I've been shooting
Well,
a
who's
shotgun.
not?
Well, I've been shooting a
I'm just
shotgun
kidding.
since I was 6 years old, and
Yeah.
you never forget the first time you shoot one. But
Yep.
Lunchbox Brian Lutzwanger was
Yeah,
our
yeah.
criminal justice guy, who's a sniper. The first time we qualified, I actually beat him on the range with my pistol.
Oh,
So
wow.
I keep that and I hang it up. It's hanging in my office. I shot a 486.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He shot a 485.
Nice.
So, and then when Jim Hartness was out there, I always said, you just got to run to the right and you'll be okay.
Yeah. Okay. Did you do that at Black River? The police department?
No,
Or
we
police
actually
academy,
did it through the Craighead County Sheriff's Department.
Oh, okay.
So they actually sponsored the Williams Baptist Police Department at the time.
Okay.
And they did all of our certification, all of our training. I mean, there were some Williams
y'all-
alums that would come in.
Was that out at
The sheriff's
Craighead
office,
Force?
at the Sheriff's Department.
Okay.
So we did everything at the Sheriff's Department.
Okay.
Out there. So they have a little hut behind the jail
Oh,
where they
I
do a
didn't
lot
know
of our
that.
training. Yeah.
Did not know
That's
that.
where the original shooting range is. Now they have the big one on the other side of town,
Yep.
the Jonesboro Shooting Complex.
That's where they do their stuff now?
Yeah, that's where we do a lot of our qualifications now.
Did not know that.
So, yeah.
Wow.
So
Multi-purpose
we have to
area.
do night shoot. You have to do all
Yeah.
different types of qualifications. So
Do you know Jared Bassham? He's the police academy director
Yeah.
at Black River Tech. Good friends with him, and so he allowed me and another guy to come out a couple times and do some pistol training days, or days they're training the instructors. So
Gotcha.
you're learning from them, and they're overseeing, and you shoot the whatever thing at the end.
whatever's out there.
I can't remember what my score was, but it was probably better than yours. No, I got pretty good with the pistol because of Jared. So
Yeah.
I'm a rifle guy.
Yeah,
So,
I love rifles,
Yeah.
especially now with the red dot. Well, now the pistols.
yeah.
A lot of people are shooting red dot pistols, so
Yeah.
it's different.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we're allowed to talk about firearms, right?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Just don't fire them into the microphones. That would
I got you.
That would get this turned off real fast. So just because of volume.
I got you.
No. Okay, so you coached at Bay and then Ridgefield, right?
Yep, I was at Ridgefield first for
Okay.
6 years. That was the first job out of. I coached a year in Mississippi, and then me and my wife got married, and then moved here. I coached at Ridgefield for 6 years, and I coached everything from chess, tennis, girls basketball, junior high boys and girls, softball, baseball. It was long years. The last 3 years, I was the athletic director, so I did everything there. And then went to Bay for 2 years, where I coached baseball and elementary girls basketball.
Yeah.
So that was my 2 years at Bay.
Yeah.
And then I got hired here. I didn't even know about the job. I bought one of my kids from Bay over to do a tour, and Coach Alfred caught me. I was wearing gym shorts and a T-shirt, and she said, "Hey, can you step in here for a second?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." I said, "Coach Alfred still scares me to this day."
Well, yeah, she's half your size, but
Yeah,
could
and she's
destroy you.
terrifying. Yeah, it's usually those people that get you.
Yeah.
But she, asked me if I was interested in the job, and her and Coach Ryder talked to me for a little bit, and I think 2 weeks later, Dr. Jones, the day Dr. Jones met with me was the day that Brittany Vickers' family came in and found out her daughter had passed away in the car wreck. And he still met with me after picking the family up. And something about that just spoke to me a little bit. And I talked to my wife, and I've been here ever since.
Wow. That was 10 years ago.
That was 10 years ago.
Do you ever get tired of the drive between here and Jonesboro?
The drive is actually really good for getting my mind right, coming to work, and then thinking and processing through, practice and games and things like that. So the drive actually, I appreciate the drive. You know, straight road, you don't have to think too much, and you can just process a lot. So.
Which side of town do y'all live on?
We live right behind Home Depot. So we live on the way to Craighead Forest.
So you don't really have to deal with much traffic around 5 o'clock?
No,
Dude, Red Wolf, formerly known as Stadium, around 5 o'clock, it's crazy.
And Hilltop's worse.
Yeah,
people getting in out of Jonesboro, so I don't have to deal with the traffic as much. Good. Yeah. So it's kind of nice.
That takes some of the stress out of the travel. Yeah. How often do y'all practice?
Every day. So our schedule is kind of crazy. In the fall, we'll work out in the weight room 3 days a week at 6 a.m. and 7 a.m. And then we'll have hitting groups after. Coach Dahl does the hitting groups in the Carter. And then we'll practice at 2:30 in the afternoon. When we got back in the spring, we actually had great weather the first week. We got to go outside. But the second week, when we get ice and snow, and we can't go outside if it's under 40 degrees.
Is that a rule?
That's our training rule.
Okay.
So Misty and Cody, we listen to Misty and Cody.
Gotcha.
We know not to.
I like those air quotes you're throwing up.
Yeah,
so
we know not to burn those bridges.
Throwing them up. It was me.
But we would bring the pitchers in at 6 a.m. in the gym because we have 28 pitchers, so we're trying to get all of our pitching work done in the gym. Get a lot of throwing in. Coach Dahl would do hitting groups in the morning in the Carter again. So he's in the Carter for 3 or 4 hours every morning with our hitters, and then practice on the field. We'll have some days we have multiple pitching groups where we'll go like 1, 2, and 3, so we can do some different stuff where I can work with him more position stuff, but. It's a lot. Some days we're 5, 6, 7 hours between lifting, hitting, and practicing.
Yeah, and you're teaching in the middle of that too?
I do.
How many hours are you carrying?
This semester I only have one class. I teach concepts, but in the fall I usually have a little heavier load where I'll have health, concepts of athletic injuries. I'll have TMP of baseball, some different classes like that. So I really like the concepts of athletic injuries class because I do the first half of it, and the training staff does the taping the second half of it. So. It helps out when we get into the season. They're stepping in and helping out a lot.
So what time are you rolling home most nights?
Usually I get home about 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Okay.
I usually get to work about 7 or 7:30 just to get everything for the day. And so I go to the gym every morning now. I've kind of fell in love with going back to the gym.
Cool.
So seeing Des at the gym kind of motivates me a little bit. So we go to the same gym.
Planet Fitness. I'm just kidding.
I can't remember the name of the gym now. I work out anytime. It's a shout out for workout anytime. Maybe they'll give me a couple free months.
They should. This podcast is the most listened to podcast of all time,
especially at Williams Baptist University.
Yep. Very. You think it'd be a niche,
exactly,
and have a small audience, but you'd be wrong.
Are we on Spotify?
We are. Yeah.
There we go.
YouTube, and If we say the wrong thing enough, maybe CNN could pick us up.
There we go.
Or Fox News.
Let's do it.
I'm in. I'm in. Okay, so Rachel.
Rachel.
That's your wife's name? Yeah.
It is.
What's her life look like?
So she does a lot of work from home now. She works for Pine Hill Homes in Jonesboro, which is owned by Dan and Veronica Reeves. She does a lot of things for them. She does a lot of their marketing, a lot of their online stuff. She meets with a lot of the customers. So she's doing a lot of the meets with the customers to figure out what they want to do with the houses they're building.
Yeah.
Or she's purchasing the stuff for the houses. So she does a lot of different things. She wears a lot of hats.
Yeah.
She's always been one that she doesn't just do one job. She does multiple jobs, kind of like we do here at Williams.
Yep.
But she's very good at that. She is one of the hardest workers I know, and she motivates me to work harder. We work really well together when it comes to things like that. But she's good at what she does.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what she's doing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, does she I guess she likes to change up her pace and
she does
a little more project oriented.
Yeah, she's project oriented.
Cool.
She's good at it. She can. I'm one of the people that I can work on 1 or 2 projects at a time and be good at it. She can do 10 projects at a time, and they're all going to get the same time and attention. And she's very attention to detail when it comes to things like that.
Yeah, yeah. And so is her schedule similar to yours?
Her schedule's a little flexible, so she can do a lot of things from home.
Yeah.
So during baseball season, she goes to a lot of our games, especially on the road.
Oh, cool.
She
Yeah.
comes to every home game. I think she's only missed 1 road game in the past 2 years, and it was when we went to Mississippi Valley State
What an awful wife.
on my birthday. I told her not to come. We're playing a Division I school, and I
What an
thought,
awesome wife.
I was like, they're gonna have a great stream. Like, you can watch the games from home.
Yeah.
We end up beating a Division I team twice in the same day, and they didn't have a live stream.
Oh, no.
So she was not very happy.
And it was on your birthday?
It was on my birthday.
How old did you turn?
That year, 41.
Okay.
So
At least you didn't miss the big 40.
I turned
That's
43 in 2 weeks. So
cool. Oh, wow.
Coach Dahl's birthday. Coach Dahl will turn 33 on Monday. So all those people out there, give Coach Dahl a shout out for his birthday on Monday.
Yep.
I don't know when this comes out.
Probably tomorrow.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
No
I try
way
not to put too much time.
Everybody can bombard Coach Dahl on Monday.
Yep. I try not to edit too much on these two just to keep them spicier.
Perfect.
So,
I'm good with that.
yep.
I'm more of an unedited person.
Yeah. So y'all live in Jonesboro over there in the cool spot. And where do y'all go to church at?
We go to Compass Church. It's in the old Sue's Kitchen downtown.
Yeah.
I actually work security at church, so I get paid to go to church.
Oh, nice.
And my wife's been leading worship the last couple of weeks. She's very good at that.
Yeah,
she gets in her natural habitat, and she is so good at leading out.
Yeah.
And I love when my wife leads worship, because I just see her passion.
Yeah.
Through all of it.
Does she sing and play an instrument?
She does. She plays keys
Okay.
and sings. I can't do that because I don't know if I could use my fingers and my mouth at the same time.
Yeah.
But I've taught her a lot, about worship.
Let that be a note to the bad guys who are being chased by him carrying a gun. You will either hear a sound of a gun or the word stop. Not both.
You probably hear the taser.
Yeah. You get to carry a taser?
I do.
Oh,
I
that's
have
fun.
everything.
Have
So.
you been tased before?
I have not. I didn't have to get tased or pepper sprayed.
How did you bypass that?
I don't know,
Fun
but
test?
I don't carry pepper spray, so
Okay.
I didn't have to get pepper sprayed. But
Wow,
I don't know
lucky man.
how they didn't tase us. But
Yeah.
I've had to use that thing a couple times.
Oh, that seems scary. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be tased. Especially if I knew it was coming.
Absolutely.
That would be
you hear the
different.
sound and
Yeah.
just lock
Yeah.
up.
I watched enough wrestling back in the late 90s, early 2000s to know tasers are no jokes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you watch wrestling?
A little bit. I didn't watch a lot.
You missed out. That's
I
okay.
wasn't allowed back in the day,
Oh, wow.
back when you had 3 channels.
Well, okay, it was a different time.
It was.
When you were in junior high and
was.
elementary school. It was a little bit rough around the edges.
Mhm. Oh, yeah. Very
Yeah.
controversial back in the day.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. Who's the pastor at Compass?
Chris Harrell.
Chris Harrell. Okay, I don't know if I know
Harrell.
Chris.
His son, he's got a couple sons. One of his sons plays basketball at Elon.
Oh, cool.
So, big old tall guy. He's
Yeah.
probably about 6'6", 6'7". So,
Wow, I saw what you did there.
yeah.
All the people in
No,
the cars
we're not
driving
doing
right now.
that.
Yep, they're doing it.
Yeah. Coach Nutt will be the one doing that. So.
Yeah. I still haven't seen that video, the original one.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
I
My daughter does that.
don't even know what you call the original one now.
I don't either. I wouldn't even know how to find it on TikTok if I had to find it.
I guess
So.
you had to Google original.
Yep.
Original video.
Well, and that would probably even show some,
Everything.
The first generation of knockoffs. Of
that is true.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up with all the social media stuff.
I know. I try to stay out of as much as I possibly can.
Well, earlier you were calling it Twitter still, but they don't call it that anymore.
X, yeah.
Yeah, but do they still call it Twitter?
We do.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're in that world, you get to call it what you want to, and nobody can question it. But
In 5 years, nobody will even know Twitter existed.
Really,
So it'll be X.
what
That's
if
all
they
we'll
go
talk about.
back though?
I'm good with that.
Do you?
I'm an old school type of original person. So I remember the Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So the Facebook
who
came out
in-
when I was a student here.
Who invited you? That's
I
the
don't
real
remember.
question. Yeah.
But I do remember. I was like, man, this is really cool.
Yeah. I think a girl named Azaria invited me.
Huh.
I could be mispronouncing her name.
I remember I discovered the Facebook when I was
Yeah.
working on my business policy presentation in the computer lab.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
that was the only computers really on campus at the time.
Yeah. I remember feeling so cool that a girl invited me from my school.
That is cool.
And I was one of like probably the first 100 people in my class to get it.
Wow.
At Jonesboro.
I remember.
So, I mean, it really, yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That's
to think about.
21 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, do you think Elon Musk will change it back to Twitter one day?
I don't know. There's no telling what Elon Musk will do.
Has it gotten more wild since he's taken it over?
I don't know, because I just get on there to recruit.
Okay.
I don't post. I really don't scroll much. I'll scroll and look and see who the baseball videos are posted for the day and see, or somebody will send me something. I have players that send me players all the time that I'll get on there and I'll check, see what their stats are, see what their videos look like. And then if their numbers, a lot of them put their number on there and you can reach out to them. So it's a very, very helpful resource as coaches.
Yeah.
So we can recruit all the way to Hattiesburg tomorrow when we drive down there. So if we wanted to, be a long drive just looking at Twitter, but
but hey, win in Rome.
I win in Rome.
Win in Hattiesburg.
That's what they say.
Do as the Hattiesburgians do. Yeah, I remember 14 and 15, 16, when Twitter kind of, I don't know, it seemed like everybody was just constantly yelling and fighting and getting really serious about arguing online. And I'm like, I kind of distanced myself from it at that time. So
that's all social media.
Yeah.
People are going to find ways to exploit it for whatever reason they can.
Yeah.
So
do you find yourself being caught up in, is this a real video or is this like a real human talking?
The AI stuff.
Yeah.
It's usually animal videos that get me.
Really?
So I'm like, well, that's a really cool video. And you're like, there's no way.
Why is that polar bear driving a semi and falling into a landfill?
How did that polar bear just jump through that?
Yeah.
Or the dogs. I'm a big dog guy.
Yeah.
So dog videos get me.
Yeah.
So
is that part of your algorithm? You got a bunch of...
I think so.
Is it German Shepherds?
It's German Shepherds, Beagles.
Okay.
And someone around me is definitely looking up basset hounds because I get a lot of basset hound videos and raccoons. Weird.
Yeah, raccoons are the next animals to be tamed.
I know.
Based off what I've seen.
Which I always thought raccoons were rabid.
Yep, me
but
too.
I've learned they are not.
So
I guess they're like all animals.
Yep.
So.
Are you friends with Andrew Watson and Heather Watson?
I went to school with Andrew.
Yep.
And I worked here with him my first couple of years.
Yep.
So
good
does
friends
he have
of
a
ours.
raccoon?
They do.
Oh wow.
They tamed one. Oh, okay. Maybe they don't anymore. Maybe it like grew up too much. But yeah, that's when I was like, this is not AI. What they're doing is very much like kitty, cat, doggy in the middle somewhere ish. You know. Yeah.
I just don't know if I could trust it. You know, you have
an
animal that naturally you think is a killer, and they're so fluffy, and you just want to cuddle with them.
Yep.
And then wake up with blood everywhere.
This video, for real. How did that snake eat me? This video came out before AI took over, and it was saying if I didn't have to kill the raccoon, I would have let it live for what it just did. And it came out like in 2018 or 19, and it's a guy pulling it has it trapped, like in a, its foot's trapped. And then it pulls the gun up to shoot it, like Halo point of view style. And then, like, it goes to pull the trigger, and it realizes it's jammed, and the guy looks at the gun. The raccoon throws its hands up in the air and, like, falls back like it's been shot. Yeah. And him and the kids start laughing, like, has the raccoon seen a movie? Like, they know how this
Sounds
goes.
like it.
So he's
that was Rocket.
Yeah. Rocket. But I felt the video's so amazing. But definitely couldn't have been AI. But, yeah, I feel like that's... do you think, like, the whole, like, recruit stuff's going to be changing that landscape? If you're going to be like... Wow, we have Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire out here playing high school baseball.
Yeah,
and
you can usually see through that stuff pretty quick.
Okay.
So you have videos where guys say they run a certain speed or throw a certain velo, and the eyeball test, they usually don't pass the eyeball test when it comes to that. But there are some videos where I cannot tell. Yeah. So
can you look at a ball being thrown from any angle and pretty much tell that the speed really is close?
Okay. After coaching 20 years of it, you can pick up on it. You'll be within a couple miles an hour of it. Yeah. You can't really get reads on spins of balls and know that because the RPMs are so high.
Sure.
But you can
rotations per minute. I'm guessing. Okay.
Yeah, you can.
I didn't know that was a thing in baseball.
It is. RPMs on curveballs. 2,400, great RPMs. Yeah. So you look at the different numbers. When it comes to that, and there's so much technology that will tell you those numbers instantly. Yeah. So
did the movie Moneyball change your perspective?
Love Moneyball. I love the movie Moneyball.
Did you already know about all that before? Because it's a documentary more than like.
I knew Billy Bean with the A's, and there was a lot of stuff that he did. I didn't know into how much detail, and I don't know how much is accurate in the movie. Sure. When it comes to that, but there's so many lines from Moneyball. The line at the end where he's talking to Peter Brand, and he says, which Peter Brand. Jarrett Harson, kind of the same person. But he
is that who played by Jonah Hill?
It is.
Oh, that's amazing.
It is, and he's spot on with it.
Oh, wow.
But he uses the line, I've chased jobs for money before, and he wasn't going to do it again. I think about that a lot. That's a line I always think, am I doing this for the right reasons, or am I chasing the money? And that line's influenced kind of my coaching career.
Really?
In that, from that. But great movie. There's so many lines in that movie that me and Coach Dahl use all the time.
Really?
Going back and forth. So we're big movie quotes anyway. So we're around each other more than our wives for the 4 months of the year. So, we kind of pick up on some things like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go back and rewatch Moneyball because I've not seen it in a long time. And
we'll watch it on the trip to Hattiesburg.
Yeah.
On the bus.
Yeah.
So it's always one of our first movies we watch.
That's cool.
So we're going to watch the Pete Rose movie and The Junction Boys, where Paul Bear Bryant took his guys to Junction, Texas. Mm-hmm. So all motivational movies.
I'm not familiar with that one.
It's a really good movie. ESPN did. True story. So if you want to see some crazy things that happened in college football when Paul Bear Bryant was coaching, it's a great movie to watch. It's called The Junction Boys. I'll let you borrow it.
Okay. Is it like on DVD?
It's a DVD.
Okay. I might have to borrow a streaming option. So
I've tried to find it streaming and I can't. So I had to buy the DVD on Amazon.
What year did it come out?
In the 90s.
Yeah.
So it's an older movie.
They're getting better about bringing movies up to speed on streaming platforms.
Yeah.
But there for a while, you had to, Chris Farley?
Mm-hmm. I love Chris Farley.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Me too. Favorite actor of all time.
Uh-huh.
Almost Heroes.
Uh-huh.
For a while, you couldn't find anywhere streaming.
Yeah. Black Sheep. Black Sheep's the same way.
Yep.
So I got dibs on top of
Okay. I got dibs on top of.
What'd you do?
Hello, Washington.
We actually had a Tommy Boy line yesterday where we're like, not so much here or here, but right here.
No, it looks fine. Oh my gosh, what happened to your face? I knew it. Yeah. They're making a biopic of him.
Really?
Yeah. The guy who plays Stingray from Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
He's playing him.
Wow.
And it's based off the book, and I read it twice during COVID. It's called Anything for a Laugh, and it's the life of Chris Farley, compiled or put together by letters from friends and his brothers. That's and all cool. That. And they said that so Almost Heroes was my favorite movie of his until I read that book, and they said Tommy Boy is like an actual real life interpretation of who Tommy was. Yeah, yeah. One of the producers watched it in theaters before it got finalized. And she came out crying.
Yeah. And
she said, this movie's so good. We need to get a real film score. So they went back and redid the music for it. She's like, it's so funny, but has so much heart.
Yeah.
And that's why it's one of the top 10 movies.
Yeah. It's hilarious.
Chris Farley so good.
Love that movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Which one's your favorite out of all of his
Tommy Boy.
Big Four?
Yeah. Tommy Boy's definitely. All his Saturday Night Live stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they put the best of Chris Farley together too fast because there's so many other ones that are so good.
Yeah, they can always do another one.
I know they need to.
Yeah,
they need to. There really are some great skits that just didn't.
Gone too soon.
Do what?
Gone too soon.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. His death hit me hard when I was a young little fat kid. He was my hero.
Me too.
Yeah. Man, what a good guy. So, did you like any other 90s comedies?
Oh, there's so many. I grew up in the 90s.
Yeah.
I'm an 83 baby. So the 90s were, Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
I think of a lot of series back in the day. Family Matters, Dinosaurs, Full House, all the things that I grew up watching. I didn't watch a lot of movies.
Really?
The first movie I watched in the movie theaters was Rookie of the Year.
Oh, I was going to ask you about that movie.
With a girl. I went with a girl.
Nice.
Her dad actually drove a semi and drove us to the movie in his semi.
Oh, wow.
So the first movie I went to with a girl, I went to with a semi. So
basically,
I think I was 8 years old.
Of a limo.
Yeah, I was 8 or 9 years old.
Wow.
At the time.
Did y'all share a popcorn?
Oh, we did.
Good for you.
The Sykeston, Missouri movie theater.
Oh, wow.
So Twin Cinema.
Hey, man, and what a great movie to watch too.
Great movie.
That movie's very memorable.
Man, it was great.
Yeah.
So
yep.
I bet most people in 2026 have not seen Rookie of the Year.
Really?
Our Angels in the Outfield.
Oh, we watched that the other day with our daughter.
Yeah. I bet a lot of people have not seen those movies.
Yeah.
So classic.
Man, and they're so funny to see Matthew McConaughey as that was one of his first films. Mm-hmm. And man, yeah, those movies are really classics.
Yeah.
So nobody on the team yells pitcher's got a big butt?
No. And I'm guessing they have not seen those movies.
Oh,
Sandlot.
Wow.
Sandlot's one that came out that most people have probably seen.
Yeah.
But But
well, when I came out, it was an older movie at that time because it was or not when it came out. Whenever I was old enough to watch it, because it came out in the 60s or 70s,
probably 70s or 80s, probably 80s.
Okay. It seemed like it. I guess it takes place in the 60s.
Yeah. It's a throwback.
Yeah. So man, that's But it's okay. So Ted Lasso. Did you see my belief sign up there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Got to tap that when we go out.
Yep. So, what does he inspire you as a coach?
I use some lines that he uses. Coaching, going from one sport to the other, but you see some different things. I love the first press conference.
Yes.
You know, two halves. Y'all are making my job a lot easier. So,
win or lose.
Yeah.
Give it our best. Yeah. All 4 quarters, win or lose. Oh yeah, I forgot y'all do those ties over here.
Yeah. So great stuff.
Might as well be the end of the sign of the apocalypse if you try to end a game and tie in America.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we actually just rewatched season 1. So
I think I'm gonna have to go back and watch at least the last season before the new one comes out.
Yeah.
So
yeah, when he's in that sports bar and he's never mind. I just remembered that.
Anyways, he's in the pub.
When he puts it together, that to use the Chicago Bulls style of playing in soccer, that's like a really cool aha moment of like just somebody thinking outside the box and seeing him going from like kind of a joke of a coach, but who obviously cares about people.
Absolutely.
To going to like, reforming and then making it not about him.
Yeah.
They wanted to call it the Lasso way. And he's like, no, it's called the Richmond way. That's the only edit your book needs.
Yeah.
Just a really good guy who puts the spotlight where it deserves.
Yep.
But obviously the show's named after him and follows his life.
Yeah.
And that show makes me feel good to be a human when I watch it.
Absolutely.
So
he wants to build a relationship with players just like I do.
Yep.
So that's what it's all about.
Yeah. When he's being interviewed by Trent Krim, he's like, you're a good writer. He's like, I love coaching. It's what I'm good at.
Yeah.
So that's good perspective. So
absolutely.
And it sounds like that's kind of where you're at too on the relationship side.
It is. I would love to have 20 minutes every day with every player, but
sure,
there's not enough hours in the day. So I kind of pick and choose and try to figure out which kid's going through what. Because we're all going through something.
Yep.
We try to tell them all the time, it's okay not to be okay. You just have to talk about it.
Yeah.
And that's what doesn't happen a lot in coaching in 2026. People want to keep everything to themselves. I'm the same way. And my wife usually pulls those things out of me. And we talk through those things, but 18 to 24-year-old kids, they don't want to talk about what they're struggling with, and that's something we try to break down and expose and work through together. And that's kind of how it's been for the past 10 years.
Yep. Well, Coach, thanks for joining us today and sharing all this and learning that we have a hero in Chris Farley together.
That is true. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Well, when's your next game?
We travel to Hattiesburg tomorrow. We'll play Friday and Saturday at Hattiesburg.
Okay.
And we're back home next Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So we'll be on campus for 6 games next week.
Okay. Is there a fundraising opportunity to get some lights out there?
I would love that. Because that would be awesome to get more people there. Especially on lab days where we have 15 or 20 guys not at practice.
Yeah.
That are in lab from 2:30 to 4:30.
Yeah. I'm guessing there's probably estimates out there of how much those cost.
About $300,000 between baseball and softball.
Oh my gosh, for both fields. That's a lot of money.
So there's people out there listening right now. Y'all can just write us a check. WBU baseball, WBU softball. We'll take that money. Luke Colley will be your contact. So, or you can donate a MCI bus. We're looking to add more buses to our fleet. So,
I'm not trying to speak for Coach Abanathy and Coach Dahl right now, but if you are willing to write the check in full, we will drive to wherever you are.
I will come
right
to you
now.
I will do whatever. I'll fly to you if I need to.
Yeah. So here's your opportunity.
Thank you in advance.
Yes. All right. WilliamsBU.edu/give. All right. Talk to you later, Coach.
Thank you.